where you finally like learn. I'm curious now. I kind of want to pull it up because it's like this debate is like making me second guess myself. But chromatic cold, yeah, it just says deal 2 damage to. Oops, no, that's the old chromatic cold. Deal 2 damage to all minions in a row and stun them.
Yeah, you're looking at Duelyst database. It's not working. Oh, wow. Look at this. We've got the
Oh my
Abyssian
god.
mirror match here. That's not something I thought
Ooh.
I would see. Oh, my God. Neither of them are going for damage. This is great. Or no, going for the race. This is great. This is great. I didn't think I
Okay,
would
so
see
we
this.
see the Decimus and the White Widow. So I think that Pagogo actually has a more dominant setup here going into the start of the match. But Janonator is playing Lilith,
Yeah, that's
which is
interesting.
pretty interesting to see. Missing out on the shadow creep, but being able to generate these wraithlings, there's a chance that that gives him extra value from ritual banishing, of course. And if he's running shadow dancers, that might
Yeah, I've seen
let
Shadow
him get that
Dancer.
wraithling engine a bit better.
I've seen Shadow Dancer do some naughty things in Abyssian, but I actually really like uh, Janonator's hand. Like 2 dark seeds, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I think that you just drop those now. Get the abyssal crawler, probably just leave it in the corner and let it build up the shadow creep.
Yeah, that's like a spiral technique right there. That's a 4 mana. That's a 4 mana 75% of a spiral technique. Oh my god. This Decimus. So I didn't think about Decimus when I was making it. I had White Widow in my burn deck, but
Uh-huh.
Decimus seems like just really, really good, especially if you're
Because you
playing.
just play it in the corner in a defensive position, and in this format, your opponent isn't going to be running a lot of removal, a lot of things to actually deal with the four. Because Decimus is a 4/4 for 4, which back that's what Emerald Rejuvenator was.
Yeah,
People don't play it nowadays because it heals your opponent, but when Emerald Rejuvenator would just heal you for 4, and it was a 4/4 for 4 that gave you 4, it it was a staple card. And I think that Decimus currently, because Four Winds Magi overlaps what it does and does it a bit better, of course. That's why it kind of gets body blocked out of the meta. But it's a really solid unit overall.
yeah. He chooses to kill the Decimus here instead of the Venom Toth. What do you think about that? Because if as long as Venom Toth's on the board, he can't use his Bloodborne spell. I'm not sure which would deal more damage, frankly.
Mm. I don't think that if he isn't relying on the Shadow Dancer overall to like win the match, killing the Decimus first is probably best because the Venom Toth he can control when he takes that damage, but the Decimus he can't. He's going to take that 2 damage ping every turn.
Yeah.
If Pagogo is running, we see he has the Blaze Hounds, so that's extra pings he's going to be taking.
I
And then if Janonator ever needs to play right at the Undervault or something, then that's just huge damage. So it's probably best to just nip that right in the bud.
So he lets Janonator get the mana tile, which means that he's going to get to start dropping these 7 drops. Do you play? I think you just play Spectral here instead of the Dark Nemesis, right?
Yeah, because then the Spectral can take out the Venom Toth, and because of the positioning there, you can actually take out the White Widow next turn, possibly.
I think you probably go for the White Widow because otherwise you risk your thing dying, right? Yeah,
Mm, yeah, because then with the ping, yada yada.
yeah.
So taking out the White Widow is probably going to be best. But and because White Widow has 4 HP,
Oh
you're
God.
getting a little bit of extra value out of the Spectral Revenant.
Oh man, what is he gonna do here? What does he do? I think you almost just want to
So he
take the extra damage and like slam your Venom Toth in. This is such an interesting match because I've never seen 2 burn decks go up against one another.
And I mean, back in the day when Abyssian was the premier burn faction, you would actually see this a lot, and it came down to draws. But because both players can't directly interact with each other, it actually adds this whole new layer of strategy to it, where he's got to prioritize taking out these certain damaging utility units. So
Yeah,
this is really interesting to see.
my dog's freaking out in the backyard. Someone must have come near our gate. Dark Nemesis comes down, threatening to deal an absurd amount of damage. I like Dark Nemesis.
Because now he can just walk away. He's already scooped up all the mana. He can just walk away.
Yeah.
And even with the White Widow in play, I think that because he has that clock, that he doesn't need to prioritize taking it out. Because now he's stepped into range and he could possibly get like a Spectral Revenant, hits the Dark Nemesis, and then the White Widow can finish it off.
He got really
scar next turn, perhaps.
Yeah, he got really lucky here by the White Widow trigger hitting the Dark Nemesis. Otherwise, he wasn't going to be able to kill it, I don't think.
Yeah, he would have had to play the Spectral Revenant in a different spot and then step down to hit it with his General.
Okay.
But then that would have put him at 12, and then it would have been 12 HP to 13 HP. But he's got the Spectral Revenant in play, which is huge. Again, if I were Janonator, I would have just stepped away last turn, and played the Dark Nemesis over in a corner where it would be harder to deal with. Because that would have forced Pagogo to take a couple turns closing the gap in order to move into position to take out that fat 10 HP pool, or have a Demonic Lore or something.
Ooh, man, Pagogo just replaced Alcuin and Loremaster, but I gotta say, man, I'm pretty sure Void Pulse may be like the MVP card of this matchup. Like, it deals damage and gains you life.
Yeah, it creates a wide health gap. That's one of the reasons a Mara Healer's so strong. If a Mara Healer just heals you, or if it just did damage, it would not be nearly as good. But when you damage your opponent and heal yourself, it's almost like you're dealing bonus damage. You know what I mean? You're creating that huge gap between your health.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him get that back instead of I don't know, any other card almost. But it looks like this Demonic Lure is going to be able to take care of the Dark Nemesis and deal him 4 via the Spectral Revenant, so that's probably a really good card to have picked up. Oops.
Yeah, because Janonator here backing off once more and fearing the Spectral Revenant.
Oh, man. I love Eclipse. Eclipse is finally seeing a bunch of play.
Yeah, that's one of the cards that I really enjoyed, too. I played Eclipse a lot during the days of old Shadow Creep. Because you would just play it next to your General. If you were like in the corner properly, you played it next to your General, and then if they used Shadow Nova on you to burst you for like 12 or something, they would take that damage too. It was pretty hilarious.
Man, I feel like I'm still playing bad stuff. Oh no, Pipus, we're doing a tournament cast of the Amazing Race. Yeah, Darkseed. I like this. Play both your Spelljammers to set up a good Darkseed. I worry about Pagogo, though, because he's going to be... Because his opponent has a Darkseid, right? Or am I eating crazy pills here?
No, that's an Abyssal Scar that he got from the...
Oh, okay.
So this is really close. And now with both players on the opposite sides of the board, it's going to come down to whoever gets their out-of-hand stuff first.
He kills his own guy with the Abyssal Scar that he got from Alcuin and Loremaster, and then obliterates. That's awesome.
So the Abyssal Scar deals the 1 damage to the Eclipse and to Pagogo, and then the Obliterate.
Oh my God! What a brutal finish! What a brutal finish! Oh my God! He ends it with 1 life point. Jeez. That was such a good game. This is a weird match to be casting.
That is so amazing. The the Flame Blood Warlock coming down, leaving him at 1 HP.
Alright. I just man, this is such a weird sort of thing to watch because, it's the Amazing Race. Come on, guys. We're supposed to be racing. Get in the spirit of things, and most people have, but here we've got 2 very specific niche archetypes. I say niche, but I don't know.
Is it niche or niche? I think both are correct. It probably depends on what area of the world you're from.
Oh, I've always said niche. Maybe I'm crazy.
I thought it was niche.
Everyone else is saying niche.